Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on, keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on.
You want to come up here?
And all the girls and all the boys who just don't give a fuck. Isn't that like a lyric from Limp Bizkit?
Was that Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on.
That wasn't my favorite song of theirs, but I did have a keep rolling, rolling, rolling moment.
I remember being at a middle school dance and that song came out, and these 8th grade girls who were like the big sisters of this girl I knew, she and her, they were like moshing to that at Rec Hall.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, they're so cool.
I did something disgusting this week that I need to talk about and
What?
have my own healing journey.
I actually did something disgusting too that I feel comfortable talking about.
Okay. I bought, because I'm constantly on the search for like the next milk craze.
Like,
And I was on an oat milk journey for most of this year. But then as I learned more and more about seed oils, I was like, this is toxic. I can't be on this journey anymore.
I've been hearing more people talking about how oat milk is like low key not good.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
thank God, because whole milk is my jam always. And that's what I was on before oat milk. So I went back to whole.
Just give me those good old GMOs.
Yeah. But then I was like, heard someone talking about goat milk. So I was like, okay, like I'm going to get a little carton of goat milk and like see what's up with that. And I made myself a quad goat milk latte yesterday. And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my entire life.
That's like pagan.
I did not know goat milk was sour. It was like a sour coffee drink. I literally took a sip and was like,
Wait, it's like sour milk?
it's like sour tasting.
Why
it doesn't taste like that. You know how milk tastes kind of like sweet and thick?
Well, yeah.
And then like heavy cream is like the thickest. You're just edging closer and closer to like butter.
Yeah. Maybe that's like milk in its purest form.
Well, it is milk.
No, but like without any of the, I feel like
Butter is just churned milk. I'm happy to educate you on that.
okay. I thought they add like preservatives and like weird things to make it sweeter and like more creamy.
Maybe for some milks,
Yeah.
but I think milk by nature is
Okay.
like pretty sweet
Yeah,
and creamy. But I didn't know the flavor profile of goat milk before I went down this road, and I'm so grateful that I had the foresight to be like, there's a chance I might not love this goat milk, so I'm also just going to get a backup tiny carton of whole milk just in case, which thank fucking God. But now I just have this goat milk on my hands and I simply don't know what to do with it. It is so disgusting. I can't even begin to tell you how much I do not crave a sour taste.
You might have to just light it on fire.
Yeah.
Light
I'm
the
like,
carton
should
on
I
fire.
feel bad because inflation, and I am like, I want to sell it.
You're gonna Pasha?
I'm gonna like Craigslist it.
No.
I'm joking, Carrie. I wouldn't
Well,
sell it. But also I'm like, would
wouldn't
I?
put past
I feel like
you.
someone would buy it.
Someone would buy anything.
Yeah. I'm like, here for $4.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels unholy.
It was weird. I wouldn't do it again.
I'm just thinking of the Vitch.
Yeah. It was really,
Vitch, like
yeah. I was like, oh, goats. Fuck yeah.
Black Phillip.
And you know what? I don't like goat cheese. So that should have been my first indication. Like, I think goat cheese is not, it's in the whole spectrum of cheeses. I'd give it a 1.
I like goat cheese balls.
I like a goat cheese ball, but like only
Yeah, I'm
the
not
goat
like-
cheese balls from like Sir or Tom Tom.
I don't like, yeah, I'm not.
But like if it's on a cheese plate, I'm like, you're wrong for this.
Goat cheese is with like a cranberry nearby. I'm
Ew,
like,
get the fuck out of
get outta
here.
here.
Where's the brie, I say?
where's Brie?
Where's the Gouda? I'd rather have blue cheese than a veiny blue cheese than a goat cheese.
Ew.
I love a veiny blue cheese.
What is blue cheese?
I think it's just like rotten cheese kind of.
Oh.
Or it's like, I don't know. It's delish.
I went through a period where I was like, as a child, where I was kind of like into blue cheese.
Do you understand that as a youth going to the country club Sunday buffet every Sunday, my love for a big bowl of blue cheese and going to the salad bar and just scooping out blue cheese dressing, like drowning my salad in blue cheese dressing, was
You're like, you
my
needed a snorkel.
childhood. No, I was like, I can't get enough of this blue cheese. I was living for it. And I still every once in a while have a little blue cheese moment, but I won't like.
It's not like your go-to.
No, it certainly isn't. Like a chunky dressing.
Oh God.
What?
Well, now I feel I do like blue cheese with chicken wings.
Yeah, duh.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel
No, you have to say it. We both agreed.
I pooped at a gay bar.
Wow. That's bold.
It was bold.
It's brave.
It was a bar that was
And honestly,
in another city. It was in Austin. I won't name the bar, but no one was really there. No one was in the bathroom.
here's the thing though. I think that it's like out of all the places to poop, that's like a supportive place. It's better to poop if you're gay and you're in the gay bar, especially if it's like you're looking. Far better.
Hopefully,
Far better that you're pooping.
No, it was just like
than like not.
It was a shameful moment.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
And it was I was having I had been eating a lot of like barbecue and like I'm not used to that, so it was a vivid, visceral moment.
I love that you acted as a gay terrorist.
I know.
On the sweet, unsuspecting gays of Austin.
Yeah. No one. Luckily, I'm telling you, it was like pure. It was like there were 7 people in the bar.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I was like, I felt deep shame. I felt like I felt like a monster on the hill.
It's better to do it than not.
I know, but it's a
sacred space.
It's a sacred space. I already feel being in gay bars can be triggering.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a supportive space indeed in some ways, but you never want to do that at a bar.
No, but sometimes you have no choice and you just got to roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in the past when I was like doing a bunch of drugs, it probably felt more
freeing.
Or just like, this has to happen. But I don't think I ever even did it then.
Was it like it was a long. Damn.
Is this too gross to be sharing?
No, I mean.
I feel ashamed sharing it.
You're going to make Ness cut it?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Come on.
All right.
No, you don't have to. I don't care.
Ness, cut that out.
Wow. Carey, one-sided, disgusting tale.
All right. I went, found out to a revised.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine to just say my truth. And
but your truth wasn't
you
even
can
that
remain
disgusting.
a mystery. It was a disgusting thing.
A sour quad.
I didn't even finish the coffee, and then I was so turned off by the milk. No, I went. I was like, oh my God, did I taste? Was that correct? And then I tried another sip and was like. And then I just was like, well, I made my bed, so I got to lie in it, and was like, I'll drink it. But then just sat in my little morning chair and set it on the table and just stare. We just had to stare off. And then I was like, I won't be returning to this. And then I just made myself a double shot of espresso. I couldn't even like go back to regular. I'd milk PTSD. And so I just did espresso.
Thanks for the PTSD.
Thanks for the PTSD, I said as I drank this morning's coffee.
Oh my God.
Opened the fridge and looked the goat milk right in the eye.
It went bah.
But here's the thing. I would love to find milk. I went to the farmer's market thinking that I could find someone just selling like raw fucking milk, like unpasteurized. Like I want milk from like a stunningly beautiful cow that's been like just treated with love and respect its whole life and just provides like a gorgeous farmer just like milks it lovingly and then totes the milk to the farmer's market, and I want to buy that milk. And I was like, where's the raw milk at? And
like
there's none.
Straight from the udder.
Yeah. And I want
you
like.
want to like suck on the udder.
Not no.
What if you married like a gorgeous lady dairy farmer?
Oof. I'm lit up. I want to marry a gorgeous farming couple.
You just like
a gorgeous gay couple and be the like Blake Lively to their like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's
in
Yeah.
noted
Savages.
films. Savages.
And Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Who's
Where's he been? Who knows? But like,
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
no, I don't think it will. This is a
think you'll
delusion. I think I won't.
No. If you did marry, I think it was. I don't think it would be. I don't think you'd be getting like plowed at every moment.
You never know.
So you say?
So
That's
you say?
true. Yeah, it could be a new.
They could be missing an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And they could want that.
And you could just be.
Or I could have one time and the other, and then I just take my pick.
You'd ring the bell.
Yeah.
No, I want to manifest that for you.
I do want to own goats, but then I'm like,
Well-
what are they going to really do for me if I don't like what the products they bear? And then I think I just want a cow. I want bees, honestly. I want to
Bees?
be a beekeeper.
A bacon.
I want to be the keeper of bees.
I want you to live like on a in like a seaside cliff house with a bee farm. You need to move to Guernsey.
I literally I was at a
Guernsey.
party on Saturday night at this like beautiful couple's like beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills. I was talking to the husband and he was telling me that they have chickens and bees, and I was like, you guys are living my fucking dream.
High above the city.
High above the city, just bees on site. Like,
I think bees need to be taken care of because
bees are eternal.
They're dying.
They're
They're not
gorgeous.
eternal. You
Well,
wish.
to me, they live in my heart eternally, and I respect them, and
I
I
do
want to
too.
honor them, and I want to have a beehive of my own.
I want you to have a beekeeper.
I want to be a beekeeper.
I want you to just like, what if you just slept with bees? All
I
over
would
your bed?
love, like, one of my favorite TikTok people is like this woman who narrates her and her husband have like a bee removal business. She's not Irish, they're Texan, but every time they remove the bees, she narrates like a video in the most calm ASMR voice, and she's like, we went to the place and then and like
I've seen that.
yeah, you know this woman.
Yeah.
And they're always like just plunging their hands into bees, and they crawl like all over their arms. Like, I want to have that relationship with bees, but I have so much bee fear.
Well, those bees are like benign.
Well, I think they've also gassed them a little bit. So they're like,
Right. But I think there's types of,
I'm not a killer bee, but like I would love,
just like
I
a
want
sweet
to, I want to
bumblebee.
go full Candyman. I'll own it. I want to be Candyman.
What if you just, she went from podcaster to walking around West Hollywood.
I want a full half face covered in bees.
What if you just walked around West Hollywood just with bees all over you?
I want to
and
take
that's
my
what you
bees
became
on a
known
walk.
for?
Bee lady.
You take these bees on tour.
Be real.
What if bees opened for us?
a
with
swarm of
opening
bees.
act bees, and it's just literally a swarm of bees for an hour before we go on in our shows. Just
And it's me going, release the fear, as people try not to get stung.
Release the fear.
During COVID, I was like, can I become a beekeeper in this apartment building? And it turns out you can't. You have to have a house. You can't. And there's
Yeah.
all these parameters. You can't just like have bees.
There was a couple on 90 Day Fiancé that was this very like sweet kind of, I think she was from Oklahoma or Kansas or something, and she was a beekeeper, like professional beekeeper, and she brought over her Turkish love who was also a beekeeper.
Wow.
And they met on like a beekeeper Facebook group.
A match made in heaven.
But he didn't speak a lick of English.
You just have the bees.
But like they did, it was like the one thing that we feel it's like the most natural is when we're like tending to the bees together.
Yeah, you don't need any language
And I'm
for
like,
that.
Damn, they really found like a
They did
lid
that.
for each other's pot. It was kind of amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So we need a lot more subscribers to the podcast so that I can get
Afford
a
a cow
house,
Or
get a
bee.
cow. A cow can come later, but bees are a top priority.
What if you only could get one single bee?
My favorite
Would you take
type
care
of
of it like a dog?
delusional women are the women that are like, I found a bee on the ground and
know.
it was so sad, so I I helped nurse it back to health, and then it hung out with me for days, and I like love that.
But it's
And I've done that. I've not hang out with me and like crawled on me, but I've nursed many a bee back to health and been like, fly away, little bee.
Do they fly away?
Yeah, you give them water and like a drop of honey to get their like hydration levels, and like it's truly go diabito.
Yeah, with these stories where it's like one of those like
it's like and then it sat on my shoulder.
It's like one of those like video montages where it's like this woman and
it's the dodo. It's that Instagram account, the dodo.
And it's like the bee came and then flew away and then returned.
Yeah.
And it's like,
did it?
It could be any other bee.
Could be anything.
They literally all look the same.
Yeah, I love a narrative though.
Mm-hmm. I love.
So that'll be me someday. But instead, I'll just have a beautiful hive, and it'll be good for the earth. And then every year I can have honey and wear a bee suit.
That's kind of your like apocalypse job. Like as the world begins to truly.
Yeah, like I would
crumble.
love to have a house with like 4 pugs, a huge dog to keep me safe.
Yeah.
And bees.
Bears.
Oh, Tonya. Come here.
He's a bee.
Come here. Okay, fine. Get over here. Get up here.
Prince Harry's new book title and cover was announced today and released.
Oh, when's it coming out? In time
January.
for Christmas? Oh, January.
It's called Spare. Like the spare air.
Why wouldn't it come out at Christmas time?
I don't know. Is she barking at Mango?
Yeah.
Maybe to give the old family across the pond a break during the holidays. Give them like a week to prepare. I don't know.
I mean, January, I think, is a classic time where they schedule it so it's not competing with other holiday books.
That's true.
And so
I think it would have probably.
But didn't he rewrite a lot of it? Because he was like, I went too hard, so now I have to like revise a bunch of it.
I don't know. I'm kind of like at this point, like I'm so over them. I like
shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enough with like the this and that news. Like actually do something.
Well, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of just like, stop making your whole identity about being a prince if you're so against being a prince.
If you're not even doing it anymore.
Meghan's still doing her pod.
Well, good. Just do that. That's a job.
That's a good job.
That's a great job to have.
Spare.
It got nominated for like a People's Choice Award.
It did?
Yeah. Podcasts can get nominated now. Someone
DM'd me too.
Someone DM'd me and they were like, I voted for SUP.
Well, thank you to that person.
Yeah. They should have an Indie Spirit Podcast Award.
They should.
Because this is the ultimate Indie Spirit podcast.
This is.
A People's Choice podcast. I'm like, what? These are just, it feels unfair to just have podcasts competing that everyone listen. Yeah. Where it's like you're competing with, what, I'm going to compete with Call Her Daddy that has like $60 million and like is the top podcast in the United States.
We have to compete with
Conan O'Brien, like love him.
We have to compete with the Duchess.
Yeah. She just got in the game. How are you going to nominate her for a podcast award?
She's had like
She literally has had 4 episodes. I'm like, bitch, I've done like 300 episodes of this podcast.
I'm dying at her having like.
She started podcasting 2 months ago.
I'm literally dead at that. That's
how honestly, are you gonna? I mean,
her impact.
I know. I'm just a hater at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm also like,
have us on.
She had us on. We should message. We should message her and be like, guest swap. Like we'll go on yours and you come on ours.
I want
that would be fucking cunt of her.
I want Duchess Meghan to come on and talk about. Do you think she watches Housewives? Probably. Maybe not. I think she only watches Suits.
What does she watch? Has she ever talked about like what she likes to watch? She strikes me as someone who pretends to like not watch TV or just like only watches the news.
Oh my God. Speaking of, because I know she's like besties with the Clooneys.
Mm-hmm.
Amal Clooney came out yesterday and told, was it People, or she did some interview where she said her 5-year-old son of her twins apparently drew a picture of a prison and said Putin belongs in here.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, that is like, that's a whole other level of fake. My kid is so smart.
Mm-hmm.
I was in awe of it.
Like my precocious kid did the craziest thing.
Yeah, like Ruth Conda forever. But that was like, it's like, what? She was, yes, my children have been getting really into like humanitarian and human rights. I'm like, they're 5.
That's dope. I'm sure they are. But it's also like, it's the media cycle for that movie. So Amal has to like, I'm sure the publicist is like, come up with 5 things you can say that can be headlines during this time.
And listen,
and she's like, okay, here's 5 things that I'm comfortable with.
I stan them all.
Yeah.
I stan them all. I think she's a rock star, babe.
She is a fucking rock star.
She's truly a rock star. But I just love that. That's like the ultimate, like, they would have that as their precocious child story.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing, apparently that Julia Roberts George Clooney movie is great.
It's killing it at the box office.
I have to see it.
I'm still like, I don't have a lot of trust. I mean, I'm going to see it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
They're killing the game.
They really are.
God,
that's
their
what
power.
America wanted. They wanted the stars back.
They actually are the 2 America's sweethearts, right? Kind of. She is.
She absolutely is.
He's like America's pranker.
He's America's bachelor.
Do you think he pranks them all?
She doesn't seem like she would take kindly to a prank.
No. I'd be afraid to prank them all.
Yeah, I don't think that she's so DTP like, down to prank.
She's so just like regal.
Mm-hmm.
And like my favorite, I think she gave me one of my favorite moments ever on a red carpet when
Giuliana Rancic.
Giuliana Rancic.
Where's she been?
She was interviewing George Clooney and Amal. I think it was Amal's first outing with George. It was like when he debuted her when he won the governor's ball or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Giuliana Rancic, I think, had some kind of rapport with him once where it was like very silly and she was trying to replicate it.
I think it was like he was like her. Rosie O'Donnell was obsessed with Tom Cruise. I feel like George was Giuliana's like my man, my crazy man.
So like in the past, I think he always
played along.
Yeah, he played along. He was DTP with Giuliana. Like they giggled on the carpet, and then I think he suddenly was like,
we're serious now.
I'm dating a human rights barrister, and
I just won I'm winning.
And I'm winning, so I have to be very serious tonight. And she was like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of Casamigos that you have with Randy Gerber, and I have it here. I have 3 shots ready to go, like with you and Miss Amal, and like I would love for you all to take a shot with me. And they kind of fucked her over a little.
They were rude about
this, and she took one and they kind of faked her out, and they just sort of like stared at it. And Amal didn't say a thing to Giuliana and sort of looked at George and then back at Giuliana, like she was like, what's happening? And it was so humiliating, and Giuliana like was deeply mortified, and she was like,
that was the end of her career.
That was kind of at the end. And George, I was like, George, you're fucked for this.
I wonder if they ever fucked.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
when she was just pre-Rancic.
Yeah, I think she had a crush on him, or like they had like some press.
They had a flirty rapport.
Yeah, but I was like, you threw her under the bus.
Amal's not even DTF down to flirt.
Amal was like this. And it was so devastating. And
it was horrible.
But also like, I was like, Amal, you're iconic for this.
Yeah. Someone needed to put Rancic in her place.
And it was Amal. Amal ended her.
Mm-hmm. Amal snatched her wig.
She snatched Giuliana's wig.
Without saying a word.
Without saying uttering a iota of word of anything.
With just a stare and a refusal to participate.
Refused to partake in this American foolery.
Mm-hmm.
And Giuliana Rancic you could see her actually crumbling in real time, and
The
she's
light
like,
went out of her eyes. She never worked again.
well, she's like, great. Also, now I'm blackout because I weigh 60 pounds and just took a shot. So now she's blackout. Now she's embarrassed. She's now, and it just kind of like ended. They were like, all right, well, see you later.
Yeah.
And she was like, good to see you. I was like, this is the comeback. This is, she's Val in this moment. I was like, oh, it was just, please watch this video and like,
it's one of the all-time greats.
it's one of the alternatives. You stand everyone involved.
Yeah. But he was wrong for that.
Not George. Amal, you have to stand. Giuliana, in like you stand.
Yeah. I wish her well.
And then who can't forget when Sofia Vergara was, after the interview, she said, all right, see you later. And then Giuliana went, gracias. I was like, oh my God.
Where are the red carpet, like...
Giuliana, you know what? I'm going to just say something. She made people uncomfortable. She clearly was like, tried too hard.
But we needed her.
She had some fumbles. We all know. Like, she said some stupid shit. But like, she always tried. And I feel like...
She worked.
She worked.
She got off her ass and worked.
She was doing what was asked.
She got off her ass and didn't eat a thing and worked really hard.
But she did what she was asked to do, and they fucked her over a lot. They made her... She had to spearhead the Manny cam.
She was the scapegoat of the red carpet. She was the scapegoat of the entire E! Network.
She was the scapegoat of Hollywood. She was like the face. She had to literally, the dreaded Manny cam, Giuliana had to ask them, would you pose your fingers? And had to have Academy Award winner Julianne Moore go, oh, no. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston went, mm-mm. And then Elizabeth Moss went in and then gave the finger.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oof.
Slay,
but also like, and you could just tell Giuliana every time was like, God damn it, I knew this wasn't going to be good.
Also, I'm sorry, I just have to circle back to the fact that like she really is eating nothing and doing a full job. If I don't eat anything for like 4 hours, I become brain dead. And she's out here existing on yerba mate and like kashi go lean bars, and that's it. And like one piece of chicken breast.
And she always looked great.
She was slay.
She was always slay.
Where is she now? Can she come back?
No.
Red carpets aren't even a thing anymore. Everyone's
COVID
so
fucked
afraid.
over.
No one wants to ask anyone a question on the red carpet because they're afraid that they will get canceled immediately.
Remember when Joan Rivers was on?
God, R.I.P. She was everything to me.
I will say, Joan, they buoyed each other well, and Joan pushed Giuliana to be just a little pricklier.
Joan knew what Giuliana was capable of, and she wanted her to shine. And that's a true supportive ally.
She made Giuliana
to our thin
funnier,
queen,
which is hard.
Which is an almost impossible job that only one person could do, and that person has since passed. We need a red carpet reboot. It's time.
I want a red carpet of ghosts.
We need a ghost to host the red carpet because they have nothing to lose. We need like sassy holograms to run the red carpet, and they have no career. They can't get canceled, and they can also say whatever they want. We need AI.
Yeah, we need like Sophia the robot.
We need something, because I can't live in a world for much longer where these red carpet things happen and we're expected to just watch the Academy Awards. We're expected to like watch the Golden Globes.
No, I want the red carpet moments.
I watch the red carpet and then I watch whatever happens after that, just out of goodwill for getting a really great red carpet. And now that's no more.
It's all gone. Everything's flop.
Everything's flop era.
No, but Giuliana, she was removed. She was killed.
Bring her back. We're gonna find out that she's been dead for years.
She has a hot husband.
Bill.
They had a show.
I know.
Watched it. Watched it with my mom.
She's in Chicago now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better off.
He's very
great.
successful.
Yeah.
I think she's rich as shit from all that hosting.
Really? I don't think you make.
I think she made a lot of money.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Fashion Police, every red carpet, hosting E. She's definitely like a multi-millionaire.
Maybe.
I think she is.
I don't know if you get paid handsomely for that kind of stuff. This is true in the still. You're like,
oh, Giuliana, where are you? You're in the greater Chicago land.
Tony's one leg off.
Mango does that sometimes.
It's a good stance. There's tension between them, but they're
good today.
They're playing
chill.
nice, yeah.
Mango's been chill.
You know who else there's tension between?
I'm Carey.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to
Sexy, unique rancic, salty Utah Queens.
What did you say?
Sexy, unique rancic.
All Giuliana, all the time.
It's just Giuliana.
Let's do it. Let's recap Bill and Giuliana and Bill.
I really tried with that show, and I remember her like pushing her son on a swing or something.
Well, she had a lot of trouble she had cancer.
Oh my God, yeah.
She had to get she had like to get her cervix removed, I think, or
But she had a kid?
Eventually.
Wasn't my cup of tea.
She had a really hard time getting pregnant after because she had to get something removed. But it ended up being like a miracle pregnancy.
The thing is...
And they lived in Chicago, and I was just kind of like... I was like this.
I was like...
I was like this with my mom.
Snooze.
My mom was like, I'm so into her journey. I was like...
Count me out.
Oh,
I want women arguing.
Well, we got it here.
Fighting. Drinking.
Après skiing.
Après ski. And I if you have a journey like that, that's
God
great,
bless.
but don't make that the focus.
Jen Shah is in New York. Jen Shah is suddenly... New York City is my playground. That's Jen Shah when she's in New York getting trial practice.
She's out in the concrete jungle just trying to make it work.
I had a flash of us back...
I know. I
like,
missed NYC.
being with my parents.
Her NYC vibe was wild because she went full sweatpants, which I just thought she'd be a little more...
Jen's really playing... She's not wearing
buttoned
makeup
up.
a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she's bluegrass.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm about to take my free Jen Shah activism a step further. And I think that Jen Shah is innocent.
Oh, all right. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Meredith and Seth go strolling back in Park City, and she goes, oh, what a beautiful day.
It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
So gorgeous.
Meanwhile, at Casa Barlow, Lisa's working out.
Pretending that she's never worked out. I'm like, you're a liar.
Do I bend my knees? What do I do? Am I bending them too much? Ooh.
I'm like, there's no way that your arms look like that and you don't work out.
Yeah.
Do you see that photo of her? She's like all about New York right now. I'm like, maybe put her on Roni.
She would be really good on Roni.
They should just move to New York.
They should. They're too big for Salt Lake City.
She can also be like the queen of the New York Mormons.
Yeah.
But she's like in a cab in the meatpacking, and there's just this woman. And do you see that picture?
No.
She's like standing, and it's like a professional shot of her, like very like SATC, and there's like cab steam everywhere, and you just see a woman behind her with the window down, going. And then this random woman, and I was like, "That's me."
Same. I didn't realize that Lisa was calling John from the dinner table in Scottsdale, like as the fight was underway. She was on the phone with John. She goes, it cuts to that fight. She goes, John, they just said I'm having an affair with disgusting. He's laughing. I love her.
John looked really hot in this moment. I'm into it. Sorry.
I think he could make some improvements that would make him hotter. Seth is truly the one to me.
He's great.
And
Sharif.
All the men except for Justin are looking better than ever.
Lisa, she goes, I have to say Whitney with her terrible message was actually being so honest.
She goes, I'll always give it up for her to say the hard truth. I'm all about, what do I always tell my kids? The hard truth. He was like, the what? Like, He's just trying to keep up.
Whitney has patches on.
The wild rose is a tired rose.
she goes to Justin, they're in bed, and she goes, "Oh, I'm still so tired from Arizona." And he goes, "It's been a few days." And she goes, "Yes, but I'm so glad I got to reconnect with Curtis and my older sister." I was like, damn, something really bad happened to all of them.
She goes, "I'm going to still continue to work with my healer, and I'm also looking into therapy for PTSD."
I was like, I think we should reverse the priority. I
was
think healer
like,
comes second.
get a therapist stat. Heather goes to Angie Harrington's house, which I'm so glad to see Angie Harrington again. She is like
she's Brie Larson.
Candy. She is Brie.
Brie Larson
but
should play
prettier,
her.
honestly. I'm sorry, I said what I said. And her style is so cute, and she just pleases me. Everything she does is pleasing to me.
So in this episode, we're really getting, I think they're launching Angie, and they're soft launching Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Dana's...
I need more Beauty Lab and Laser representation, so I'm glad to have another...
Dana's beautiful, and...
How old is she? She's like 22.
No, I think she's in her 30s.
She is a Beauty Lab and Laser client.
But I was like, they're pushing her.
I want to get lasered at Beauty Lab and Laser.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I was thinking of when we flew into SLC, and then like the first thing you see is a billboard.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Angie Harrington, Heather goes over to her house and she goes, could I interest you in a martini? And Heather's like, yes, you could.
All I want to do is sit in Angie Harrington's sitting room and nurse an ice cold dirty gin martini with her.
And just get
blottoed. Fucking tanked in the afternoon.
Pass out.
Yeah.
She's like, do you want me to call you an Uber?
Drive a little bit drunk home and then curl up by by my own fireplace.
And eat soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or eat like a rotisserie chicken.
And then she texts you and she's like, that was fun.
And you go, let's definitely do that again. She goes, tomorrow? And you go, yeah.
Angie's basically like, Heather tells her what happened.
Yeah,
like,
Heather asks her, she's like, remember when we went to the game? And then Whitney said, you said this. And Angie goes, what? Never. That's a business environment. I would never.
Basically, Angie's like, I was blackout that night. And I can't be accountable for what I said or heard.
You know what? I'm team Heather and Angie.
Yeah, I think they were just drunk.
It's different also to say like, it's different to laugh and talk shit about someone and say a rumor and be like, so-and-so should date so-and-so, and then be like, well, I heard Lisa's fucking him. That's why her husband's in those seats. And like being shit-faced and laughing about that is different than saying, Did you hear? Lisa is fucking that guy.
Yeah.
And has been for weeks. That's why they have the seats.
Please.
Like, I think Whitney Rose is overstepping. She wants a storyline.
Whitney's far from the shallows now.
Yeah.
I did like her wallpaper in her bedroom. A little bit. I liked it for her. Because it was unhinged. It was like the yellow wallpaper.
It is like the sign of a woman that's on her healing journey.
Verge.
It's a woman on the verge, like a huge like flower.
No, that's why I was like, it tickled me.
It's waking up in like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah. Heather's writing a book called Bad Mormon about her leaving the church, but I'm like, okay, I support that, but she hasn't really left the church.
Yeah, where's your notarized note, Miss Bad Mormon?
And she's like very worried about all her family being upset about it. Her cousins specifically, she keeps talking about her cousins. I think Angie might be one of her cousins.
I guess when you're just Mormon in Salt Lake City and you grew up like Joseph, whatever his face is your...
Yeah. But I started writing, I foresee a Showtime series based on Heather's memoir. I think Heather's trying to like...
Oh, Heather's branding it. She's going to be the skinny girl breakout of SLC for sure.
I foresee some kind of like movie or TV show based on this book.
Lisa wants to be that.
I know.
She can't.
She just can't.
She's not built for it.
No.
She's built to be the queen of Sundance, and then also she's built to be on reality TV for the rest of her life.
But not as like an
entrepreneurial
Bethany type.
Yeah, no. Heather's the Bethany. Brooks
hath returned.
Brooks is looking hot as shit.
Brooks looks really hot and sexy, and
he's never looked better.
He's whatever he's done to his face, he looks amazing. And
what do you think, there was something work done, or just like growing up?
Maybe
just
a little both.
Living in New York.
I think New York makes people hotter.
Yeah,
it's like grizzled.
You're walking a little more.
He was just like,
he was sexy.
Yeah, I was like feeling strange.
And then and the way he trolled Seth, I was like, I love this.
Meredith goes, Brooks is busy in New York working on his clothing line in addition to his studies.
She says, but he will come out and visit his old parents.
His poor old mom.
And they go, tell me about your love life. And then he goes to his dad. He goes, well, I've had a secret boyfriend for 2 years that you guys don't know about. And his dad is like,
I was shook.
I know. His dad goes, really?
He goes,
no, I'm fucking with you. I was like, he's lording his gay power over his dad, which I think everyone should do that at some point in their lives.
It's a fun moment when you get to do it.
Yeah. He goes, tell me about what your dream man, who's your dream man? Describe him to me.
And he goes, Dad, why don't you describe your dream man to me? And he goes, Brett Favre, which I was like,
hell yeah. Bisexual king, Seth.
Brooks looks Botticelli.
Yeah.
But like, he looks like a man.
I know.
Like
he's no longer a boy. He is a man.
He's not a boy. He's like 23. So he's old.
Yeah. He's over
old.
the hill.
Seth, it's sweet to see Seth being supportive though.
Yeah.
Meredith goes, I'm always on the lookout. I was like, damn, can you imagine Meredith being your mother-in-law?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be really cool. But I have an iconic mother-in-law. Meredith is hosting some event to benefit mental health because of her nephew.
Yeah.
Her sister is named like Vera or something.
I was kind of snoozing. I was like, if it's not happening this episode, let's move it along.
Sharif and Jen do soul gazing, like tantra. And
I think we're going to see a lot of like them working on their marriage because
it looks good.
It looks good for the trial outcome.
Jen has no makeup on.
Again.
I'm like,
down to earth, innocent queen.
Jen's trial, she found out while she was in New York that her trial has been pushed to July.
You want to know what I'm really sad about?
What?
Bravo's said at BravoCon they cut all ties with Jen Shah.
I know.
That's fucked up.
I mean,
why do that?
Andy said as soon as she admitted guilt.
But so then Tree gets a pass, but Jen doesn't? When did they take this like hardcore stance against like criminals?
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean,
you've milked it for years.
Jail.
EJ, you've milked that for all it's worth.
Yeah.
And then you're going to take a stand on Jen Shah, who again, was in cahoots, in conversation with one Patrick Sandberg. And he was like, I think that she
Patrick
didn't
Sandberg,
know.
by the way, is like the best person to talk about anything with.
He's always going to make you think.
If you don't know who he is.
They know he's been on this podcast.
No, I know. But for anyone who's new or like you need to educate yourself.
But he was like, I don't think Jen, because we were both like, she doesn't deserve to go to jail, which I was glad to see that like a lot of the people on Patreon were like agree, like she should not go to jail. But he took it even one step further. And then the more I started thinking about it, I was like, he's onto something here.
He's like fully innocent.
Participated in all the stuff, but didn't really understand what the fuck was going on. And she's guilty of participation, but I don't think she like was a criminal mastermind.
House arrest.
Because also it's like, if you have all those people, if you're supporting so many family members, like, wouldn't you try and do anything to not be an illegal criminal mastermind if it's all going to come crashing down?
I don't know, but whatever she's done, time served.
Justice for Jen. Justice for Jen Shaw.
Give her an ankle
Also,
bracelet.
fuck you, Bravo. What the fuck? Breaking ties with
That's
her?
weird. She still showed up to BravoCon, which I love.
I know.
She crashed. I love she crashed Tamara's room.
Breaking ties with her and keeping ties with LVP and Ken. We all heard the rumors on them. Keeping ties.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
don't you even.
I can't cease or desist any longer.
Jen's she's disappointed. She was like getting ready, spiritual. Ah! She was getting ready to go.
Come here, Boodle.
And so she's like, just yet another. And we know how this is going to end. It's not going to happen.
I know. I'm sad.
Sharif. I just wrote Jen's truly wild for saying, in my opinion, I think
she's wild for all of it.
She's truly wild for
You think she's guilty?
Yeah. But I don't think she should go to jail.
No, I don't think anyone should go to jail unless you like killed people.
Yeah.
Or like if you've committed vehicular manslaughter.
Or like other stuff.
Yeah. I think like if you violently murder someone, you should go to jail. But I don't think for like white collar crimes, you should go to jail. I don't think for drugs, you should go to jail. I basically abolish the fucking prison industrial complex.
Agree.
And like,
that's our stance.
Don't send Jen to jail. She doesn't deserve it.
I agree.
Period.
I'll never understand. Sharif goes, I'll never understand all the things my wife is accused of. And I'm like, you're good. He's good.
I don't think even she understands.
But I'm like, even though I think Sharif has nothing to do with it, I'm like, he's good. He's trying to just...
Well, he has a fucking job to protect too.
He has to vindicate and like absolve himself. And I support it. I wrote, that's right, King. Jack makes a sign asking a girl to go to a dance.
I love Lisa as a mom. Her whole house looks like a corporate headquarters.
Jack's hot.
How's that off the record? You've literally been saying this for years.
No, Jack.
Yeah.
Her son.
I know.
I said he was hot.
Yeah, you have. You've talked about his voice at great length. I think everyone listening is like, Carey thinks Jack is hot, and people agree.
Okay, take that off anyway.
Lisa's house looks like WeWork.
Yeah, it was cool. Her brother.
He's hot.
Brian. He's the only boy out of 6 sisters.
She FaceTimes him. Love that.
It's like my dad.
Every one of her siblings except her and Brian are divorced.
She starts crying. She's like, I feel so bad for them. I was like,
tear cry.
I love this brag. She said when they were little, Brian and his friends tied her up to the pole in the middle of the schoolyard.
And no one would help her.
No one left her. No one remembered. That's her story.
Hey. I'm still here. Help me.
Hey, it's kind of cold.
This is not amazing.
I don't love this. Hey.
I need to know more about her sister named Genia. Because I was like, that's a name. That's a name I'm going to need to know a lot more about.
Basically, Lisa, I just love that she's been dropping hints that was like a emotionally neglected child.
It tracks because she kind of exhibits a lack of emotions herself.
Brian's kind of like, all right, see ya.
I
really hope you guys will come out here. It's been too long. I really want to see you. And he's like, okay.
I miss you. I'm going to call you again and bug you. And he's like, okay. Like, I love, like, she really tries.
I know, but you could tell that he's like probably annoyed by her. I was like, I feel like she's like the annoying sibling.
Yeah. They're also probably like, is she the only Mormon sibling in their Jewish family? That's also weird. I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know. They all live in New York still, I think.
And then she like became like a diehard Mormon.
They're sealed.
Sealed for life. Yeah, you'd be like, okay, she's on something.
I feel so bad for her.
She goes,
that was a flex.
Look who's here when John comes in the room.
He's like, hey. And he goes, hey, B. Hey, John. Looking good, man. Yeah, you too, man. It's like looking in a mirror. All right.
No, John goes, he makes a comment about his like forehead being big, about his own. I was like, John was showing his own like
He's
hair loss
self-lacerating.
insecurities. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm drawn to him.
I think so. You're drawn to his receding hairline.
Fuck.
All you want to do is fix him.
Yeah. Justin is applying a ski rack to the back of the Tesla, and Whitney says, "Oh no, we are people who ride with our skis on top."
She goes, I always have judged people who put the trailer hitch, but I guess I'm open. I was like, okay.
Whitney goes, officially. So Whitney's officially. She realized when she excommunicated herself from the church, she did it online, and she realized she has to send like a notary, and it has to be like official. So she's like, oops.
What? No one told me about a notary.
So Whitney's friend comes over, and it says her friend / notary.
And then she like trauma dumps on this friend about her entire process of when she first thought about leaving the church or thought she was going to get excommunicated, and they were like, no, actually you're staying.
I was right about the income.
No, you weren't. They can't take 10% of no church can take 10% of your earnings, but you're expected when you join a church and you're like part of the congregation, you're expected to give that. Like that's like part of the agreement, but they can't like garnish your wages.
Okay.
I promise.
Right.
As Baptist is like kind of the same thing where you're encouraged to tithe at a 10% of your gross income rate. And this is the same thing. I got a lot of messages about this being like, you were right.
Great. The church makes it really hard for women to leave because the women are sealed to men. And so when Justin and Whitney both cheated on their spouses with each other, Justin was excommunicated and was like immediately thrown out. But because Whitney was still sealed to her ex-husband, she didn't really have a say in her position. Mm-hmm. So she had to remain in the church even though she was not married to him, because she was basically like, it's just like the men get to decide.
Well, also isn't she the one that comes from like the Mormon royalty family?
Yeah.
So of course they want her to stick around.
Yeah. She goes, it's not a woman's world.
Men decide everything, and that is why it is wrong.
So when she's signing the actual resignation letter, she goes, I'm even going to heart the I in my name.
You show him.
Yeah.
What's happened with Wild Rose Beauty?
Wasn't there like a weird thing?
I haven't heard anything about their Wild Rose Beauty endeavor.
I feel like there were talks of her like having some kind of fraud situation.
Yeah.
We'll have to investigate.
It's curious, yeah.
Heather gathers all the girlies and her cousins to go skiing and do an après ski day.
Yeah.
So
I want to go to this après ski day.
Me too. Dana from Beauty Lab, who we mentioned before, comes, and they're like definitely, I feel like she's going to become a housewife.
They're priming her. Friend of.
Mm-hmm.
Angie Harrington comes.
Who's wearing a chic. I loved her outfit.
Yeah. I love everything she wears and does.
Yeah.
She's a fucking star.
Whitney and Lisa, now BFF, carpool over. I love that they're like best friends now.
I'm also like, the Angie Harrington drama isn't exactly adding up, because this seems like the kind of thing that can be squashed with one conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like this kind of drama has unfolded on this show before, right? Where there's like a lot of drama over just one thing that's easily squashed, and then it gets dragged out into multiple things just for the sake of drama and storyline.
Well, like Angie saying the thing about Lisa and the catering.
Yeah, so I don't know why they continue to do this on this show, because it seems to me like Whitney's just kind of on a delusional tip, but then no one wants to actually have the conversation about what happened. So then... But then the producers or whoever is like, this is great drama. But that's not really that good of drama.
Whitney also always is like, she's always like getting involved in other people's business. Like, even like, this is a setup. Like, it's always like she's she's the middleman willingly.
I think she'll do anything a producer will ask her to do.
Oh, this is a setup. This
Fine.
is a fucking setup.
I'll do it.
Lisa, they arrive and Lisa's not thrilled that Angie's there.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy to like invite Angie Harrington without just texting Barlow about it. Heather's scheming.
They hit the slopes, and before they go on, Angie chugs a shot of vodka.
I was like, that seems dangerous.
That's like
I wouldn't do that.
very like Kennedy.
Yeah, it's very like, I'm so good at skiing. I can ski shit-faced.
And they are good.
Yeah.
Whitney, she goes, I'll be doing snowboarding. See you. And then she takes off and just fucking is like doing
slaloming.
Pro snowboarder. Like
she
doing
should compete
flips.
in the X Games.
She should. Meredith's really good skier. Everyone's good except Lisa and Jen and Donna.
Yeah, they just want to like do the bunny slope, pizza, french fries, which is fine.
That's where I'd be.
It's really all about the après-ski spread, which is another charcuterie wonderland. And 2 cocktail tables set really far apart from each other.
Angie's playing just outright dumb with Whitney about everything. She's kind of like, yeah, I was honestly like, I don't remember any of that night. It's very hard for me to think back to that because she was drunk.
She's like, we were really drunk and like, but I also think that that's the, like, I accept that excuse.
I think it's like a brownout.
Whitney's doing the producer's dirty work.
And
Angie and Heather are not here for it.
No. But Whitney, it's like you were just the only one who remembers that night. That happens.
But you were also drunk, so you're remembering it incorrectly.
Yeah. So I think it's like a miscommunications all around, fueled by vodka
and
tequila.
The devil's juice.
The devil's juice. Tequila. La vida. The devil's secretions. Jen kind of calls out Heather for inviting Angie, which like I think she's right. She's kind of like, that was a little messy. I think you should maybe talk to Lisa or Whitney about what you did, because everything it was like kind of a hard sell for everyone that she'd just be here, and Heather's kind of like, shit, you're right. So before that confrontation happens, Angie walks up to Lisa and she goes, hey Lisa, let's go talk over there. I really want to talk to you about something. And then Lisa, she starts walking, expecting Lisa to come, which I was like, amazing, iconic. And Lisa goes, you know what, Angie, I'm not going to do this here. I really, really don't feel comfortable talking to you right now. So I'm
not interested.
I'm not interested. And then Angie's like, oh, really? Oh.
No, I'm just not interested. I'm really not. I'm going to stay over here.
You know what you did. You spread a rumor that's not okay. And then Angie's like, I would never have said anything. If I did say it, I would have totally owned up to it.
She goes, I'm not interested.
Not interested.
I loved her walking back to a group of women, and then they all kind of laugh. And I was like, all I ever want to see in this world are grown-ass women acting like teenage high school bitches. That's like...
Me too.
All I care about in this world. It's the most entertaining thing to me. It feeds my soul. It's my love language.
Well, it's like it being a detached party member, present, watching, but not being laughed at nor laughing. So you feel guiltless.
Yeah.
You feel neutral.
But I also feel like I'm one of them.
And you also
feel included.
But you also feel like you're the one being laughed at.
I don't.
No? All right. Heather and Rose have it out, which is sad. I think they're done.
I mean, I'm obsessed with the way Heather's looking at Whitney, which is just like, I can't, like, you're crazy for all of this.
Yeah, she's kind of just like, you made this so much worse than it had to be.
And I do think I see what Whitney's saying with it. Was really insensitive of Heather to be like, you made this weekend all about you with that. That was like,
that was fucked up.
A bridge too far. Yeah. But everything Whitney said, I was just like...
It's unbelievable.
The best way... That's the only way you can be with someone that's like fucking out of pocket like that, is just being like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I think Whitney is just like... She has a lot going on.
She has a lot going on. I think Heather gets that, but Whitney is now, I think, embarrassed a little about like how she behaved that night, like with Lisa and like confronting her and everything. Plus, she's feeling extremely fragile, understandably, with like this admission or this discovery she's come to, and like sharing that. So she has, like you said, she has a lot going on. So I think she's now projecting it all into Heather a little.
Yeah, she needs an enemy.
Heather has still, even though we say sorry, it does not feel real to me. Heather still has a lot to own up to me.
And she keeps like backtracking too, where she's like, even if she didn't remember, she should have had my back. And it's like, why would she have your back? Having your back would be like admitting that all this shit was talking, these rumors were spread, but she's not. So like, you need to get your shit together and keep your nose out of other people's business.
Look, there's a part of me, like in an irrational side, I get Whitney's like, Heather's my family. She's kind of my big sister. So like, in almost like an irrational, like primal, you expect like your family member to just have your back. And I think Heather didn't that night because she knew it would have escalated everything. And Whitney's now like having like a little child tantrum about it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like, I'll have your back if I know that you're speaking the truth. But if I know my experience and it's not adding up with what you're saying happened, like, I'm not going to pretend or just do it just out of blind loyalty.
I'm not either. But I'm also not going to like, I think Heather also went in a little.
Yeah.
I just kind of probably wouldn't do anything.
I'm not going to like torch you. But then if you push me and push me and push me, I'll fucking go Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah. But you'd have to needle me pretty hard to do that.
To trank you?
To flip my switch.
Wait, before we end, I saw someone sent me, apparently has to do with Beverly Hills. I should have brought it up. Apparently, Kathy might have retweeted something that alluded to Rinna apparently took a hit out on her.
No.
Yeah. I'll find it was on Twitter. And then
Rinna does not have enough money to take a hit out on Kathy. That's absurd.
I don't know if it was a joke, but someone was like, you guys got to talk about this.
Well, we're out of time, so.
But I'll get more info for next week.
There is no next week. It's over.
No. For next, just to have
yeah.
shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll gather more info.
Please gather.
Yeah.
Research and gather. He sounds like a helicopter.
I know.
Mango is fully sleeping with this pillow the way I sleep with Tony at night. It's very adorable.
Isn't he cute? Guys, tickets for our LA shows are on sale. On sale, as Whitney would say.
Go get the tickets.
January 11th.
Please try and support the podcast.
Come support this endeavor. Ta-ta.
Bye.